Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the Alive podcast. This is Jan. Yeah,
Love.
all love podcast. This is Jan in the mix, and with me I have Ray. In this episode, Ray joins the fun.
I'm happy to be back. Ray? Good.
How's your week treating you?
Good. I'm on a very strict diet because I need to lose some weight because I have to go to a wedding. So I'm like all hungry and like kind of brain dead. So I might just be like, I might be a little bit of a zombie here, but yeah, I'm sure I'll contribute.
I'm also I was supposed to start a diet because I'm graduating soon and I need to fit into my
your gown.
Yeah, into my gown and
cap and gown.
I haven't eaten now. I haven't done shit.
Oh yeah. I cut myself down to like 1,800 calories a day. I'm fucking like. I need to lose like 10 pounds by mid June, so I think I can do it. Yeah, it's just 10 pounds. Yeah, I think
it's just 10 pounds. Dude, I lose 10 pounds in like 2 weeks.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn.
I mean, it depends sometimes, but if I force myself, like you have to shrink your stomach, and I just eat like once a day or 1.5 or 2 meals.
Oh, okay, that's what I've been doing. It's just like, and I've been counting my calories too. So.
Oh, I don't really count calories. I just cut my meals because
nice.
If I work out, then I get more hungry. But if I stop working out, then I don't get as much hungry. But then if I don't work out and I keep eating, my stomach gets bigger.
Yeah.
So, actually, I think it was my girl that taught me or told me, or I don't know if it was someone else. But essentially, what you have to do is, I think it's better if you eat more small meals than one big meal, because
it keeps you full, feeling full.
Yeah, that way you don't like pig out all of a sudden or in the middle of the night or something like that.
Oh, it's the best though.
I know, right? And also, you're not supposed to eat past 6 p.m. or whenever your bedtime is.
Yeah.
Usually, I think it's 6 or 4 hours.
Yeah, what's funny is like the Muslims who do like when they fast for Ramadan or whatever, they think they end up overeating at night because they can eat once the sun goes down.
Yeah, essentially. I mean, you consume all your calories at once, and then it makes you sleepy. And it's pretty much the same. Which I always say that if you're gonna do Ramadan, might as well do it in the winter because the days are shorter. I'm just saying, can we move it? Can we move it to the winter? Can we move it?
They're gonna have to consult the. We're gonna have to consult God and shit. Allah.
Yeah, I don't know. I know Allah.
Ask Allah.
Can
we draft a vote on this? Can we vote on this? Can we amend the Quran?
Where's the consul? I need to send him a very strong worded letter about this Ramadan being the summer. Come on. No, I think it was last World Cup where they had it. It was Germany. No, it was Russia. The World Cup, and some of the Middle Eastern countries, they made it to the World Cup, but it was during summer, so there was like a speculation that some of those countries didn't do well playing soccer during the playoffs because it was during Ramadan, so they will not eat during the day and they will not have energy or something like that. I don't know. It was just a rumor. Not sure if it's true, but
probably makes sense a little bit.
Yeah, it makes sense. Like if you're not eating in the middle of summer or Ramadan, yeah. Also, they change it. Like each year is different. Like sometimes it's in June, sometimes it's in April, sometimes it's in May or something. And I'm like, can we just have it kind of like Christmas, like one day? It's like that precise day. That way you don't forget. You don't have to check the calendar and stuff. I don't know. So many questions. We should do a.
I'd love to explore that some more.
Yeah. I'll blur out the name, but.
Okay.
I'm not sure if he's the right candidate because he doesn't know a lot of things. To be honest, I don't know if he. I don't know. He gets lost. That's what I'm saying. He gets lost too many times. But yeah, we should bring him in. Or
speaking of intelligence and being a little lightheaded,
a little lightheaded.
Today we're gonna be talking about college.
The IQ is the level of his shoe size and shit. No, but and going back to what Ray says, today we're gonna be covering a topic about school, college, universities, and some of pros and cons. Wait, hold on, I have my agenda here. And pros and cons, and also how college has changed over the past years since we started. We're sort of OGs. We've been going to school forever.
Off and on.
Off and on, and part-time too, because Daddy didn't pay for our school.
We're working class Joes.
Yeah, we're working class. But then sometimes I don't know if that's actually something to brag about or something to.
It is what it is.
Yeah, it is what it is. I never use that as a victimization because I don't feel like a victim. It's just you get what you were born into, right?
Yeah, I just gotta roll with the punches,
Pretty much. And how has transitioned from the I guess from the late 2000s into the right now the 2020s, some of the experiences and how the spectrum has changed with some SJWs being incorporated to the
political
curriculum and stuff like that.
Yeah,
I didn't want to believe it, but sure, I learned my lesson. But anyway, so let's jump into it. I'll make some announcements later on in the podcast, but let's get started. So, where do you want to start?
Why don't we start with you?
Well,
Juan, well, you're graduating soon, so why don't you tell our listeners, what your thoughts and feelings are about that? Maybe go into a little bit of your background. When did you start? What held you back? What kept you going?
I'll be more than happy to tell you. Whoa, Ray. No, so essentially, big college words and shit.
Oh wow!
Wow, do you feel smart?
Huh? Do you feel smarter?
Do you feel smarter? Oh wow, you go to college. Do you feel smart?
That was that email, but yeah. Dying.
Probably. God knows if you survive.
No, he's probably. Oh man, yeah. No, he's probably fine. He's freaking chilling in his mansion.
Sure. Anyways, so from my experience, I've been going to school for quite a while. Essentially, since 2000. Well, I've been going to school forever.
Late 2010s. Oh, I mean, your secondary. What is it? Post-second? No, it's considered post-secondary. Yeah.
Well, there's different. So it's because we did it the JC way. Like you graduate from high school, then you go to a JC, and then you kill some units there or your general ed units, and also your some of the transferable units in order to ingress into the. Is that even a word, ingress?
Yeah, I think so.
It's a word in Spanish, but fuck it, I'm gonna use it. In order to pretty much get into the 4-year college where you can get your bachelor's degree, because in a JC it only allows you to obtain a associate's degree, or a certificate in something in fine
like a
arts
trade
or science or something like that. Yeah. And also you can do electrician, stuff like that, like plumbing. So that's pretty much what the JC does. But essentially, yeah, so the first part of college is pretty much the JC. The second part will be transferring and finishing your remaining units so you can get a bachelor's degree. And then after that, your third stage will be to go for your master's. And I don't know if it's your master's first and then your PhD, or you can choose either or, right? Or I don't know. How does that work?
I never made it that far.
I'm on the blue in that subject.
Yeah.
But I think either you do your master's.
I think you need your master's first, and then you can apply.
For your PhD or your doctorates, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, it's either or, right? Either PhD or doctorate.
And you have to take like a placement test or like a standardized test before you go up to the higher stuff. Oh no, you take a test after your bachelor's to apply for a master's program. I forgot what it's called. There's different ones. Like the LSAT, I think, is for like law school, and then the MCAT is for like medical school.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Yeah, so essentially I did it. I went that route where you graduate from high school. And actually, I'm sort of glad that I did it that way because most of my friends or people that I knew back in high school, they jumped like right straight out of high school into a 4-year college. And like some of them went to UC Davis, like what's kind of like Harvard, not like Harvard, but like really expensive schools just
Like the
because
really
they,
expensive private liberal arts
yeah, like
colleges. Yeah.
USC and
Yeah. Oh, hey, you know what's
uh,
funny?
Berkeley.
One
I
of
think I have a
my
friend.
one of my coworkers has a master's degree.
And what?
I think like history or art or something, and she's making as much money as me, and I have an
Oh,
associate's degree.
oh.
She's a good kid though. If she hears this podcast, like she's a good kid. It's just
Hey, you're doing great.
yeah, it's just
Didn't work out, but you're doing great.
yeah,
Well, no, that's the thing. Like some of my friends, they jump into a 4-year college like right away, and like expensive one, not just like a local one, like a Cal State or whatever whatever state you're from. I don't know. They have a Texas State University or something like that. I don't know. Arizona State. Yeah, they have Arizona State, right?
and they didn't really know what to do with it or what to major in,
Exactly.
so they just got a generic degree of some sort.
No, the thing is, they went and then they sort of dropped out and they went back to the JC. But when they dropped out and went back to the JC, they still own student loans.
Still
So,
had debt.
yeah.
Actually, I
So,
know people who did that too.
yeah, I know a few people that they got F that way because they went straight out from high school into a 4-year college, and then they were there for like I don't know, maybe 2 semesters or 4 semesters, 2 years, and then they decided to change their major. And then when you do that, I don't know if you have to reapply or I don't know what the hell, or maybe they just dropped out and they wanted
Yeah.
to move back home. And yeah, they moved back home into the JC, or they just moved back home. They just dropped out and they still need to pay those student loans and shit. And they're like what, 5 grand or no, like 10 grand per semester or some shit like that. I don't know.
Yeah. Also, you
Well,
can't
back
go
then-
you can't go bankrupt on your student loans, right?
I mean,
I don't think you can. I mean, you can't file bankruptcy and then you can get rid of them that way, like federal
oh no, you
student
can't.
loans, right? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, no.
I wouldn't know. I don't have any student loans, so
I
not
do,
not to
but
brag.
not to brag.
Not to brag.
The only losers have a student. But also only losers go to college. I have student loans. I think I might get out of there with 15. So it's
That's not bad.
Not bad. Yeah, it's pretty much like buying a car, like a low end car, like a used low end car and shit. So essentially, I started going to college since the fall of
Late
2008.
2010. Oh, 2008. Oh,
Yeah,
whoa.
yeah, I'm an OG.
Oh wow.
I remember that
Freaking Van
song.
Wilder.
Freaking Van Wilder and shit. It's like that song. Do I really have to graduate? Or can I stay here for the rest of my life?
Yeah. I started 2011, and then I went to like 2016. Took me
Mhm.
like 5 years to get my associate's degree,
Yeah.
and then I went
Did
back
you?
later in
Oh.
2019, 2020.
Hmm.
That was for when I started the nursing prerequisites.
Mhm.
So that counts.
Yeah, because you were doing
Yeah, I was gonna do.
literature.
I was gonna do an English degree, and then I was ready to transfer to Cal State Long Beach actually.
Oh,
But
you
I
look
was like,
snotty.
oh, I know, right? Well, then I was like, I don't know, it's gonna be a waste of money because I didn't even need the degree anymore. I didn't even know what to do with it.
I think you can only teach or
Yeah, that's
write
about
a
it.
book or something.
Or, I mean, honestly, I'd be in the same job I have now. Like,
Probably.
Yeah.
You can also work for a editorial or something like that. right?
yeah, but yeah, screw all that.
Yeah. Just writing articles and shit.
Yeah, become a journalist.
Yeah, you could. I mean, people that have that degree, I guess, they because some people I don't think they see the broader spectrum, or they only have tunnel vision. They need to like widen their view or options, because if you have a literature degree, a lot of people, they just say, oh, I'm just gonna teach, or that's the only job. But no, you can do other stuff like
That's true. You can, but
blogging, well, post blogging, and work for a magazine or editorial, and just write articles and write, and stuff like that.
yeah. For me, I don't want to write as a job. That's annoying.
Yeah. Give me a second. Hold on.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
All right, I'm back.
Oh, welcome back.
All right, I'm back, man. So many interruptions this episode.
Wow.
First the phone call.
First the phone call. Now you had to do
It
something.
was a mailman.
Oh, well. At this time of night? Oh, wow.
Oh man, it's time of night.
Actually, I do get like packages sometimes this late, like to 7 or 8 p.m.
Yeah. So, anyways, what were we in the?
You were sharing.
There
we were sharing our.
me and Ray were naked, and then all of a sudden, wait, no.
Oh, wait, that's another podcast.
That's another story. So, yeah, essentially, well, mine was like a roller coaster because first I entered and I was going for architecture, and then I was finished some general ed classes and some of the architecture classes, and I was ready to transfer to Cal Poly, and then I didn't. And I switched.
See,
my
me
major.
too. It was the same thing.
Then I took a break. I traveled a little. Then I went back. I finished my general ed classes, and then I started doing actually graphic design or art classes. And then I was doing art classes and graphic design, and I was planning to transfer, but then I reckoned that I should go for the certificate first in case I don't get into any school or whatever.
Yeah.
So I did that. So it took me another year to get, because it's like a 3-year program. And right before I'm about to complete those requisites, or is that requisite?
Yeah. The requisites.
Requisites. I started doing another certificate at the same time with it's like programming, technical programming. So I took freaking HTML, CSS, JavaScript, Java, freaking other classes that I don't know why, but financing and accounting and freaking calculus and shit like that. So then I didn't finish. I still need like 2 more classes to get that certificate.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Guess I know what you're doing in the fall, right?
Yeah. And then I went back to graphics, and then I transfer to Cal State, to Fullerton, for a 4-year degree. Well, more like it was a 3-year degree because they forced me to take freaking classes that I didn't want. But
like the diversity class.
Diversity class, freaking political correctness studies. I don't know what. Something down there. I'm like, what? What do you?
You know that they actually they signed that into law. That was part of California's law that they required the diversity class. Just so you know, they only came in like within the last like 2 or 3 years.
Yeah, and I'm the loser who fell in that curriculum.
Loser.
No, because I didn't want to believe it, but well, I'll get into it once we cover that part. But yeah, and then I transferred in 2019, and I was there. I was supposed to finish last semester or last year, but because of the political correctness classes and also the pandemic and everything, and they didn't offer some classes and stuff like that, I was held back literally a year. So yeah.
It's been a wild ride, hasn't it?
It's a wild ride, but you know what?
It was an experience, right?
In retrospect, I will do it all over again because actually, I like going to school. I don't know about you.
Yeah, I do. And so you get to meet people.
Yeah, right.
You get to learn new things. Honestly keeps your mind fresh because I mean, if you go the traditional way and once you enter the workforce, like what else is there for you to do? You know.
That's what I was saying. Like, you have the rest of your life to freaking work.
Go to work, come home, watch TV, freaking go to sleep, go back to work. Like, I mean, we've already been doing that, but
raise the kids for like 4 or 5 minutes and slap the wife around, you know, slap her silly.
Then she leaves you.
You get divorce papers. And shit. No, but so yeah, I always tell because a lot of my classmates they're like, "Oh, I can't wait to get out of here," and some of them
man,
they're
enjoy
like,
it.
"Yeah, like enjoy it," and some of them are graduation ceremonies coming up, and some of them are like, "I'm not gonna walk." That's
No,
gonna walk?
no.
I'm like, dude, literally, this is the last time. Like, after this, you're only gonna work and be miserable for the rest of your life. So until you
True.
retire or you die, either or.
I know too many people in their like 30s and stuff. They just give up. Like, I guess that's just how it is as you get older, you know. But they're just ugh.
Hmm.
Just go to work, come home, like that's it.
Yeah, pretty much.
Just working on it 35 years and then die, I guess.
Yeah, pretty much. That's life.
Yeah.
It's like you die and then you go to heaven and probably God tells you, so how's life? Just work.
It was all right.
Like, what? You work? What the hell is work? It's like I think Louis C.K. came out with that joke. It's like, well, you gotta get this. You know, you gotta get money.
Oh, you help this guy with the game on his phone, or you help a guy with his game, and he's like, "What? What do you need to do that for?" You know, so I could have money to buy things.
Yeah.
What do you need to buy things for? Well, it's
Money,
like get food.
I literally put shit on the ground.
Yes. Just pick up the shit off the ground and eat it. It's right there.
Right there, you dumbass.
Oh, good times.
But yeah, essentially, that's what I've been telling everybody. Like, you have the rest of your life to freaking work, and well, you're probably not gonna be miserable. But then it's like a second chapter because you get into the workforce, and let's say you do pursue whatever you major in. You actually you get excited. You engage in other projects or whatever your work is, and you are motivated into it and shit like that. So I don't know, that
Yeah.
it works for some people. Some people actually like it. They just the next chapter is like transition from jobs to jobs, and I don't know, maybe create your own company or create your own thing or
Own business or something.
Yeah, I'll be financially independent, shall we say.
Yeah, I know. It was always kind of funny, like when the teachers or the professors talk to you at school, and they're like, "Yeah, once you get into the workforce," and it's like, "Lady, I've been in the workforce this whole time. What are you talking about?"
It doesn't work.
Nah, it's just being the working student, non-traditional student. It's kind of I don't know. It really changes your perspective on things. These kids don't. These kids don't know what's coming for them.
Yeah, also because well, I'm like 30 plus, but who's counting, right? And then then some
No, you get to subtract 2 years off your age. Actually, didn't you know?
Oh, that's right.
'Cause of
2020 didn't
COVID.
count. Yeah, it didn't count.
I'm only
So-
28.
Yeah,
28 rays later, right?
20 years later. Wink, wink. No, so yeah, most of my classmates, they're younger adults. Well, I always call them like kids, but they're not really.
You have a classmate who's like your age, though, right? That one guy?
Actually, I have a few people that are my age, a little younger, a little older, and I have one classmate that's actually a little older. He's like 40 something.
Oh, wow.
And,
Yeah, it's funny in the like when I was taking the nursing prerequisites. Like I'd say at least half the class are all older. Like I even had a guy who was like in his 40s.
Yeah, well, that's
Yeah.
the thing about here in the States. That actually it doesn't really matter. Like you can go back to school whenever, and everyone's gonna treat you like I guess
Yeah, unless you go to like a super party school where everyone's young,
half of it. You're the old guy and shit with
Did you know at OCC where we went, there was like a 33-year-old who OD'd. He overdosed
really?
because they opened dorms at OCC.
Ah,
Yeah, I'm gonna look it up. Let me look it up real quick. Yeah, I swear, I was reading the article. I'm like, this guy's 33. He OD'd with like a 19-year-old. Like, yeah, this guy doesn't party.
that guy didn't know how to party.
Let me pull this up. Let me pull this up. Yeah, two students found dead in housing units at Orange Coast College. Overdoses suspected from the OC register.
That was a hell of a party.
That was a party, yeah. 2 Orange OCC students died in separate campus housing units at Costa Mesa School within hours of each other in what police believe were drug overdoses.
Damn.
Tuesday, 10:46. Let me get to it. 18-year-old Amity Palmer was found unresponsive in one of the units at the Harbor, a new campus housing complex around the 1300 block of Adams Avenue. I actually used to live I used to live right next to OCC.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. And then another student, 33-year-old Robert Still, was found in a different unit of the same building on Wednesday just before 11 a.m. Coroner authorities estimated he, like Palmer, died on Tuesday, but hours earlier at about 12:40 a.m. That guy knows how. That guy's Van Wilder, man. Freaking 33, partying, living in the dorms too. Like,
actually, yeah,
I
when
don't
we
know.
were going, they didn't have dorms, and you know why? I think they're having dorms because actually OCC they have a lot of international students.
Oh yeah. Also, I think OCC and some other community colleges they were working on getting bachelor degree programs, so you could do your bachelor's at OCC like directly.
Yeah, because some of the art classes or some of the classes that I took at OCC, I went to Fullerton, or when I transferred, I noticed that most of the classes they're kind of the same. Like they don't really teach you any new stuff, shall we say? So
Yeah.
so
I think I think all the stuff is all like kind of standardized. There's like certain things they have to cover.
yeah, I think I might go back to do 3D modeling and finish that technical
do it.
programming. But we'll see. I want to take a break from school.
Do it.
So,
I know
anyways.
we got to grow up, right?
it.
Yeah, it sucks. I don't want to grow up either.
And
Even though I've been a grown up for a long time. Like, I think it's because I've been a grown up for a long time. That's because kind of had a screwed up childhood, so matured too quickly. And as I got older, I wanted to go back and be less mature. You know?
yeah, I think so.
I think you
me
can relate
too.
to that.
I had that trauma to or that syndrome that I had to grow up like quick. Well, yeah, 15, 16. I had to grow up like really quick.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think that sort of traumatized me. That's why like I'm always acting like a little kid and shit. Like,
A little bit of a Michael
child.
Jackson syndrome. So.
Michael Jackson playing with 5-year-olds too and shit. Having a slumber party at the dorms. I don't see.
When you're like 33.
33 and shit. Well, Michael did it.
Yeah, that guy had balls.
Excuse me, Mr. Jam. Why are you hosting a party with drugs and a bunch of minors? Well, Michael did it.
I don't know. Would you want to live with like 18-year-olds at this point? Like, hell no. Like,
Nah,
it can drive you crazy.
actually-
I couldn't do it.
I mean, I don't mind like living or you mean
Like,
like
dorming. Like, I used to go to like.
I mean, I won't mind being friends like
Yeah.
in the school, like during class. Although some 18-year-olds, they're pretty shy.
I think she's pretty mature. Oh, okay.
No, yeah. No. I mean, they're shy. Some of them are mature, but
Yeah.
you'll think like an 18-year-old will give you problems. Sometimes not. Just some loser kid, or I don't know. So
Yeah.
he used to, I don't know. He got bullied in school, or I don't know. He was part of the chess club or something. But not all 18-year-olds are like troublemakers. That's all I'm trying to say.
Well, not even that. I just mean like, could you like? I mean, have you dealt with like 18-year-olds that are kind of annoying? Like when you're 30. I couldn't live with them.
Yeah. The thing is, I've been in that position. Like I was 18, 19-year-old, and I was looking for housing, and I rented a room with a family, and it was like a family with their 2 kids, and yeah, they didn't tell me anything. They're just like, yeah, blah blah, and the rent is to this, blah, this is your parking spot.
Well, that's a little different though. But I mean, if you were like directly dorming with like 18-year-olds in a college setting, like that would be
okay.
that would drive me crazy. Because I used to hang around dorms when I was 18. A little bit.
Oh,
even though I didn't go there, but I was kind of a poser. But
No, I never got the chance to dorm with anybody, and actually, I wouldn't like dorming with anybody.
yeah, and the rooms were so small. Like
And the
they're
thing is,
so
they
small.
make you pay. Well, back then, right now, they make you pay sort of full rent for like a studio or bedroom, and they give you half of one. Like,
it's half a
total,
room.
like,
Yeah, I remember it was tiny,
yeah, it's kind of
tiny.
Also now with COVID, and like pray that your freaking roommate doesn't snore or some shit like that. You know.
Yeah.
But Yeah, it's nah. I mean, it would have been cool if you're like 18, 19
back then, and you had money.
Yeah, and if you have money, the things I didn't have money, so I had to
Yeah.
like couldn't do that.
Yeah, I realize it. I've been steadily employed for the last 12 years. What a loser.
Well, I mean, are you? Because you haven't been feeding off the government or
Yeah.
taking
that's
away
true.
resources from everybody. So
I just contribute.
No, but me, I've been working since 15, so
Wow,
nonstop.
so-
I'm
yeah.
about to retire too, graduate and retire. So, but overall, would you recommend people going to school, like going to college? Because there's a like a lot of how do you say that? Like
Regretful people? Remorse?
not regret for people, but like a perception that college is bad for you. Like you don't need it, and you don't need it.
Yeah, a lot of those people are. I think they're like kind of jealous or insecure that they didn't go, that they kind of missed out on it.
Yeah, that's what I'm.
But
that's what
also too, like it's easy to say like when you're older, and it's like, oh yeah, I'm glad I didn't go waste my money on that stuff. But it's easy to say when you're older.
Yeah, that's what I realized that. Actually, I realized a while ago because everybody was always telling me because they were keep asking me, it's like, hey, when are you gonna graduate? Why you go to school? You don't need school, blah blah. And I was like, nah, I should keep going. I should keep going. And then I came to realize that most of the people that were telling me that are people that they're busting their ass every day and freaking just living by the week, not really having something saved up or something.
I would say that if you're young and you have the wiggle room to go to college, you should just go explore and try stuff out. But maybe if you come from like a poor family, maybe you should just go to work.
Yeah, well,
or do both. Well, that's what we did.
What I always suggest, because it's true, like if you come from a poor family or you just don't have the resources, you're not necessarily poor, but you don't have the extra money.
Support. You don't really have the support.
Yeah, or your family doesn't have the extra resources. I suggest sort of do what we did, like get a either a part-time job or a full-time job and go
part-time.
Try to go at least part-time to school, or once you save enough money, then go back. Because actually, this a friend of mine, more like a coworker of mine, he just realized that the job that he's doing there's no future, and the only way to sort of make money is to work more and work more, and he's not gonna make like a professional's wage. It's just like security. It's gonna be always a little bit above minimum wage, but not necessarily like something that will bonuses and stuff like that, nothing like that. So and on top of that, what else can you do? Like, I don't know. And you're always gonna be like hustling and struggling and stuff like that. So, and on top of that, you can be replaced at any minute. So that's the key of going to gain an education or gain a college degree, that you're sort of special.
Sometimes I think everyone's replaceable.
Yeah, but
unless you're like a freaking PhD scientist and you're doing some super specific research, maybe not. But
no,
I mean it helps. Having a degree helps.
Everybody's replaceable, but the trick is be part of that small pool of replacement. Like be a little less replaceable. You're replaceable.
Less replaceable. Okay, yeah.
Less
I can see that. I agree with that.
Because there's like a saying that, for example, you graduate or something like that, and then because sometimes you graduate and you just go work at a Starbucks or some shit like that, and then they start making fun of you, like, oh, you went to college and you're in Starbucks. Oh, I didn't go to college and blah blah. And we're in the same boat. And it's like, yeah, for now, but once something opens up, then I'm out of here, and you're still gonna be stuck here. So that's pretty much the thing. It's like if so my dad also didn't want me to go to college, and he wanted me to like just do his labor job and stuff like that. And my girl actually told me, came up with a nice concept that the difference between going to school and doing my dad's job is that if I go do my dad's job like for 2 months, I'll know how to do that job, like freaking I can do it. I can learn in 2 months.
Yeah.
But if he goes into my job, he will not learn anything in 2 months. And that's what makes you not replace
more valuable, I guess. Yeah.
So that's the key. That's why I think if you have the chance and the resources and you still want to do it, I say try to pursue a college degree or whatever you want to study.
Especially if you have something like very clear in your mind, then even better,
Because the argument is you don't need college because you can learn things online, right? And yeah, it's true, but not necessarily true. And some of the examples is, so let's say you want to build your house or freaking or you need a surgery. Where are you gonna hire like a doctor that has a degree and went to a prestigious school or whatever, or went to college, or just somebody that learned stuff on the internet, I mean, it's not rocket science to figure that one out. And same thing, like you want to hire an architect to design your house and make sure it doesn't fall. Well, you wanna get the guy who went to school and all this stuff, not the guy who just freaking went on LinkedIn and saw some courses and shit like that. So
yeah, in general anyway. Sometimes you have these like super eccentric, like super unique people who are like completely self-taught and they're like freaking geniuses, like Elon and stuff like that.
Yeah. I mean, no, it does happen. Like sometimes experience is more, right? But, and not to say that if you have experience that you're not good enough. It's just that
when people see the degree, they like
instantly when they see a degree, it
flips in their head. It's like just makes you stand out, I guess.
Yeah, it's like official. Like and people that they say, oh, experience, they do the same thing. Like they hire people that they know they're good, they have a degree, or it's something that that says that they're good in whatever task they're gonna perform. So yeah, even they do it. Like everybody does it. Like when I hire people, I see their portfolios, or I see their work, or I see their school or degrees and stuff like that, and I'm like, I'm gonna hire that guy because that guy is good.
Yeah.
So it could be a doctor, it could be anything. Freaking clean your windows. Well, clean the windows, you don't need to. So that's pretty much why I recommend you to go to school. But what are the cons of going to school?
Cons are that you can, what we were talking about earlier, people who just went straight to oh man, I got into my dream school, I can't wait to go to college. And they go in, they rack up a bunch of debt, they get out, they have like no idea why they went there. They just went there for the sake of going, but they didn't really have like a clear plan.
Mm-hmm.
But the cost of not having a clear plan is that now they've racked up a ton of debt.
Yeah.
Like earlier I was telling you, I noticed that like half the people in the nursing classes, almost all the older people, I should say, half of the older people, they all have like previous degrees, and they all kind of told me the same thing. They're like, oh, I wish I would have gone for nursing first. I didn't know I didn't know what I was doing when I was younger.
Yeah, and I think nobody really does. That's why I think there's like a statistics or something like that 2 or 3, I forgot, but students will change their major like during their staying or their journey in college. I did it. Shit, I changed it almost 3 times. Well, 2.5, but who's counting?
Oh, me too, technically, yeah.
Yeah, so I always suggest go to a community college or junior college first.
At least at community college, you won't rack up like shitload of debt. Actually, but you know what's crazy? I know people who went to community college and they like, dropped out of community college and they still have like a ton of debt. I don't know how. I don't know how they pulled it off, but they did.
That's weird.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's probably not as much as like a university, but they told me like, yeah, I still have student loans and stuff I need to pay back. And it's like, what?
excuse me. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know how. Well, I always got like some grants and some of the waiver and low income and financial aid,
Yeah.
but actually I never got like extra money. They just sort of cover half of my units and that's it. The rest I had to pay out of pocket.
Yeah.
Or maybe they did it that way. Like they only cover half during the JC, and they got student loans, but from private institutes. So maybe that's how they got it.
Possibly, yeah. Also, I think it's still true, but after age 24, if you go to college, you get more aid or something. I forgot exactly.
Yeah, because you're
you're independent, yeah. Which is weird. It's like 24, you're an independent. Like, what the hell?
I know, dude. I was independent since 16.
Yeah, I know, right? What the hell?
And I had to pay like full tuition because I didn't qualify to for financial aid because yeah, I was like independent. I was like I always filed as independent, and the school would reject my application or stuff like that. They're like, no, we need your household's income, and my dad will never give me his income.
Oh wow.
Yeah, but yeah, that's one of the reasons. Also, it took me a while.
Yeah. Well, Juan, in the past decade that we've been in and out of college, how have you noticed the college culture change?
Ah, man, nobody parties at the quad anymore. Like I remember when I first started early college, like I was playing sports, like we were partying and shit. Like, well, I guess also with social media, there was less social media, and everybody was posting like just funny pictures and posts on Facebook because back then like Facebook was the it thing.
Oh yeah.
And MySpace already had died down, and Facebook was on the rise. So, but I remember, yeah, I was party. Just also at work, I knew a few people like at work that went to the same college, and we will go party after work and after class, and everybody was more
laid
well,
back.
Not laid back, like outgoing,
fun.
Like yeah, like outgoing. Like you could actually talk to people. And now, actually, I don't know, because
I don't know because I'm old. So
no, I have a theory that's only art students because for some reason art students
are like more introverted and
quiet. We're really weird shit. Like I try to talk to them sometimes, and actually I was able to make friends this past semester, but I always try to like talk to them and be like, hey, what's going on? Or maybe I'm getting old too.
They're like, why is this old guy talking to me? What the hell?
The fuzz old guy wants me to like, hey, where's the party? Like freaking Lucas and shit. Like, hey, where's the party right now?
Like, yeah, the old guy from class, he asked me to like go to some party again. I'm like, dude, I don't know. Like, go find your own.
I guess, but that's the thing. Like, we were partying back then, and talking to chicks, and chicks were trying to talk to us, and
was all the wokeness going on then?
I was getting laid, but
now was the wokeness starting?
No, not really, because back then there was no wokeness. It was just there wasn't like too much social media, so nobody. If there was wokeness, nobody really paid attention to it. Nobody really cared because we're just focused on going to school, getting drunk, getting high, and getting laid. At least that was my point.
I think you're right, because once social media took off, like that stuff started becoming louder. Basically, I guess you could say.
Yeah, people just started complaining.
So I think that stuff started when I started college, and that was like 2011, 2012. I started seeing that stuff.
Because yeah, in 2008, 2009, and then 2011, 2012, we were still like there was some social media presence, but things were okay. You were just minding your own business, going to work, or trying to find where the party at, and trying to hit some girls. All this wokeness, Me Too movement, what's it called?
That was like 2000
LGBT, whatever. all lives, Black Lives Matter, all that stuff. Like, nah, that thing didn't exist. It's like
Yeah, I think that
nobody
started a
had
little
time.
later, maybe like 2000. I think 14. That's when it started.
Yeah, 14
Or actually,
or
you know where I think it was starting was like on the super elite schools. Those things where all that shit started or started picking up traction.
yeah, I guess, but it
Yeah,
wasn't. Like, at least it didn't reach our
yeah,
college or something like that. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Because when I transferred to Fullerton, they forced me. I didn't take. They literally forced me to take some SJW classes. I was like, oh crap! I heard this from Fox News.
For Ben
You know,
Shapiro, right?
yeah, Ben
I guess Ben
Shapiro. Like,
Shapiro was
yeah,
right.
what are those guys talking about? They're a bunch of boomers. And I went, and I'm like, oh crap! That's actually
Oh man, it's here.
Oh man, they're actually right. We're going a little bit
I
crazy.
had to take some of those classes too, kind of in English, like in English literature and stuff. Some of those classes were like they had those ideas in them. That
Mm-hmm.
a lot of that, the social justice stuff, it comes from postmodernism. Like, I mean, postmodernism is like it was like. I mean, you see it in art too. It's like a movement where they tried to deconstruct everything and rethink everything through, and that's where all the
Well, in the
I
art
don't
world,
know.
it's more of the concept. I forgot. The contemporary movement, which
Yeah.
it ties down to uh 60s, 70s, I would say.
Yeah, that's like the postmodern. They sought to like reconstruct everything different, to
Mhm.
think everything differently. That's where like the sex and gender thing came from, was like the feminist revolution of the 60s and stuff, because back in the day, like your gender is just your sex is the same thing. And then
Yeah.
postmodernism came up with the idea. It's like, oh well, gender is like
Oh,
this other
gender. What is
thing.
gender?
Yeah, gender
What
is
is
like,
gender?
yeah, gender is like a completely different construct from your sex. And yeah,
Well,
they're
what is
basically
menstruating?
well, yeah, a lot of that stuff is rooted in postmodernism. It's like a philosophy. I mean, it expands into like art and literature and all that stuff too. But
Yeah, I mean,
forgot where I was
I
going
guess
with this.
somebody very wise told me that I think the catalyst was the Vietnam War.
The Vietnam War.
Because yeah, I think I mean, according to a historian, that he's
I'd say
he's,
that and the
he's
birth
pretty
control
wise.
pill.
Probably,
The birth control
but
pill really gave women like a lot of power, because now they could like trap people, or oh, I shouldn't say that.
well, not
Not trap
only
people, but they could
well,
choose
not
when to have kids or not. They could go on to they gave them more power.
trap people.
No, it really gave women more power though, because they could choose
Oh, that's
when to have
right.
kids. Before, back in there, it's kind of like a baby factory. Now it's like
Well,
I
actually,
got the
it's not
pill.
too far fetched because back then, you know how women's rights weren't that very common, or they're pretty minimal.
Yeah,
Their only way out is to get some guy to get pregnant
support
by
them.
some guy. Yeah,
Yeah,
it wasn't like too like far fetched or too crazy to think about. Like, oh, I'm gonna try and get this guy, get me pregnant by this guy, and the way I'm all set, baby. I'm set for life.
and that's how the old school family unit was supposed to work. So,
Yeah,
but then that
I
pesky
mean,
birth control pill came along, and then
well, the thing is, they constructed like the nuclear family and all that stuff, like or the classic, because they talk about the nuclear family is being destroyed and all that. But I think that it
the
wasn't
actual
all.
nuclear family is pretty new, actually.
No, I know, like the
New,
whole
kind of new. Yeah,
the whole ideal that you need to get married and a wife and a wife, husband, and 2 kids is like the like what you need to strive for, right?
yeah.
And they say that that was the norm back then. That was the norm, but I think there was more into it than just the norm. Like I said, sometimes the nuclear family started because well, not saying like all cases, but a case might be that the girl just needed the guy so he can provide and stuff like that, and that's how it started. It's not like freaking fairy tales and Disney.
Yeah.
stories. It's just like, nah, fuck it. My wife got pregnant, and fucking we had to get married and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So that's why when they sort of mention is usually the conservatives, which I do agree at some degree, but I think they have tunnel vision because sometimes the nuclear family was formed because of necessity, shall we say. And now that everybody's free, well, they see the collapse of the nuclear family and everybody's free and they get to choose and leave and stuff like that. So, I mean, it's like, well, yeah, give people liberty or a way to become free, aka women are more independent or the birth control or whatever. Of course, they're not going to tie down to that idea of marriage and the nuclear family. Like, it's like, nah, my life is first and I want to live and shit like that. So,
Yeah.
that's what I think. There's more to it than how they say that the nuclear family is collapsing and stuff like that. It's not really that it's collapsing. It's just that it was formed under an illusion, but not like not all cases, but some cases it was formed under an illusion that.
Yeah, and then I think prior to the nuclear family, like kids were raised in like a multi-generational setting, like everyone just lives together. The grandparents can take care of the kids and so on and stuff like that.
Yeah, that thing.
They grow up in like a village, or something like that.
Like
everyone kind of like a real community.
And that's also dying, and now everybody's like their own thing, and they don't want to take care of like grandparents and.
Oh man, society's falling apart. There's not gonna be any kids to replace us.
Well, no, the thing is that, it's like you give people. I guess I may sound I may sound like freaking communist and shit. It's kind of true. You give people freedom, and of course they're the whole idea of the nuclear family is gonna collapse because they're like, nah, why should I take care of you? Even with kids now these days with parents, not grandparents, parents. They're like, nah, screw you. I'm gonna do me, and that's it. And that's the idea they adapted because you gave them freedom. Like the whole idea of freedom. It's kind of like it's like a virus starts growing in your head. Shit. Not saying that the communist, but I can see how it plays out. Like you keep them in control, like things kind of stay sort of steady. You give them too much freedom, then people start, I don't know, doing their own thing.
So it's falling apart.
Pretty much. But then
we need to bring back religion. Get the fear of God in people. Like, hey.
Oh, that's why my new religion is coming.
You need to go home and freaking have some kids. Stay with your husband.
Yeah. You need some Jesus in you.
Yeah.
And I mean literally. I have a friend named Jesus. He can be Jesus. In you. to one of my girlfriends and shit. You know what? You need Jesus in you. It's like, oh really? No, I mean I have a friend named Jesus. I have a friend named Jesus. He's willing to be inside you. Like
we're in a open relationship now. It's poly.
Oh, that's coming, dude. That's coming. I see it. I'm calling it right now.
I wonder if they'll pass polygamy, where you can legally marry like different people. I just marry a bunch of women and then get like tons of tax breaks.
I will be mad if they pass bestiality before polygamy.
Oh,
because the way
not the bestiality.
You'll be surprised.
Oh, terrible!
Like the way we're going.
Leave the animals alone, all right? Like...
Well, then the whole argument is like, well, if we get to kill them and eat them, why can't we marry them? It's coming, I swear. I see it. I can smell it.
You're probably not even wrong. Let me just get my sex bot, all right? That's what I need.
Oh yeah, no, but it's like first let it be by order, okay? Let's go by stages or by first let's get polygamy. I guess that's coming, and then robots, and then animals wherever you guys.
Oh man. Sounds like those crazy Christians were right after all, right? It all started with gay marriage. Hey, they were kind of right.
No, but I don't know. The whole thing is we need to get into the podcast, but I need to write my passage and my whole Bible.
Do it
on my religion.
Church of Juan.
It's called a rhombus.
Robin?
Rhombus. Yeah, we're all tied to the rhombus.
Nice.
You cannot escape the rhombus. So, but essentially, you're bound by. So, I'll give you a little synopsis of kind of where I'm going with the rhombus. So most religions, they're sort of linear. Like you do A to get to point B, right? And then there's like a wave, sort of like you go too high, you're doing good. You go too low, you're doing bad. So Christianity is sort of like that. Like in a way, it starts getting. I mean, it has some good values, but then it starts getting to like authoritarian, and then it starts forming like a little fallacy because they're like, "Oh, don't do this because I said so," or because
it's
God.
because Christianity has like a guilt mechanism in it. That's how it keeps you like, you have to stay guilty. Like you're always a sinner. You have to always repent. You have to, And that keeps you going.
It keeps this ball rolling.
It really does. That's why I say if you're gonna start a new religion, like it needs that same idea. You need that guilt mechanism in it.
So pretty much they rule by fear, right?
Pretty much,
Not really by, and that's the thing. Like I don't have a problem with Christianity, or actually, I guess I'm sort of like from Christianity or Catholic or Jesus, pretty much. Jesus.
I do like Jesus. He's pretty cool.
Yeah, Jesus was cool. He walked on water. Fucking, he revived and shit. It's like, shit.
See you, losers. I'm out. I'm out the cave.
See you.
Oh, you thought you killed me, huh?
You died for your sins and shit. No,
Wait, I have a question. If you know what happened to Jesus after he left the cave, like,
that's the thing. They don't cover that. They only left like, oh, he resurrected on the third day, and I'm like, okay, but what happened? Did he open a store? Did he open a shop? I don't know.
Did he go back to heaven? Also, God is Jesus, right? Like, I guess he like himself. So he just went back.
He's like an avatar.
Oh, okay, yeah, like an avatar of God. Yeah.
Like he's like, let's say you are playing a video game, and you're freaking Sora from Kingdom Hearts or some shit like that, right?
Yeah.
So you are God, and Sora is Jesus. I mean, the way they explain it, I don't know. That's the thing. Like the
it depends. It also depends on like the sect of Christianity. Like that's the Trinity, right?
The Trinity,
the Son, the Father, and the Holy Spirit.
The Holy Spirit, yeah.
Yeah.
The thing about man, we're gonna get in trouble. But the thing about we're already in. Fuck, we're who's too deep in. Who's in deep.
Yeah, but I know that different like branches of Christianity or sects or whatever they're called. They don't. Some believe in the Trinity, some don't. But if God isn't Jesus, then like there must be like different. There's like 3 gods, or I don't know.
No, well,
it depends who you ask. I think.
And
what are the Mormons all about? I mean, come on.
I don't know. I just know they're winning because they have 4 wives and shit.
Oh wait, no, not the Mormons. The Jehovah Witnesses. What are they all about?
Jehovah Witness. I had a friend who was Jehovah Witness, which it was kind of ironic because he was gay.
Oh well.
And he was into Jehovah Witness. So I was like, I don't know how that works. But
don't they just believe a certain number of people go to heaven or something? Is that what it is?
I don't know if it's the Jehovah Witness or the Mormons, but one of those religions, they just don't believe on blood transfusion.
That's Jehovah Witnesses.
I think so. And then you have to go and like preach or go in house to house, and
and you gotta leave those little annoying pamphlets in the laundry room. Have you seen those?
I think so. The worst part is when they wake you up at 7 a.m. Like they knock on your door and shit.
I used to get tons of them when in our Lake Forest apartment. I'll be working on my car in the driveway, and these 2 girls like, "Hey," it's like, I know what you're here for.
I always have like a little joke on religion and well, not LGBT, but gay people also, because those are 2 contradictions, right? They don't get along each other. Well, at least that was the case back then. Like homosexual people, they didn't get
well,
along.
now there's like LGBTQ churches. and it's kind of weird.
Uh,
And like the quote, real conservatives hate them. They call them like, I don't even know. I don't even know. I don't even want to think about this stuff anymore. This freaking world is crazy.
That's why you need the rhombus.
I know. I do. I need the rhombus to save me from myself.
Okay, let me give you a synopsis. Fuck, I cannot draw. Okay, I'll share the screen and then I can draw it there. But it's pretty simple. There's nothing too complicated. The rhombus.
Does it have a cool story behind it? What's the lore? Did the rhombus die for my sins?
The story is my story. Nah. Okay. I'll do like a complete. We need to do a complete podcast. I'll give you a synopsis of the rhombus. So let me open a new file here so I can, because I need to draw it for you.
All right, draw it
I'm
off.
not gonna get it. Okay. Let me see.
And once you get this going, we can start a church.
Well,
and pay less
eventually,
taxes.
I guess. But essentially, so little synopsis here, so you won't get lost, my child.
Oh,
So you can.
Thank you,
can
Savior.
Be saved. I must save you right now, low key.
please do.
All right, so let me do this. Okay, it's a quick, but it's pretty simple. So a lot of religions, they work in a linear path. Like they go from point A to point B, which is the whole idea is do good and you'll get rewarded, right? That's the idea, right? Like you start here and you end
Kinda.
up here, which is kind of heaven, and that goes with Christianity, freaking Judaism, Islam. The only one that sort of doesn't follow this is Buddhism, because Buddhism is actually a circle. Like they just believe in things recycle. Like it's just a cycle. Shit. But all of these, and then if you go up, you're doing good. If you go down, you're doing bad. So it's kind of like a wavelength of the path of religion, and it's shall we say totalitarian? Shall we say? Because if you don't go by the rules, then you're doing bad. Then you shouldn't be part of our religion and stuff like that. So there's rules, right?
Yeah.
So most religions follow this, and it could be any religion. There could be even Scientology, like they believe in something, they believe in a reward or something like that. I'll have to get into it, but whatever. So the rhombus is not necessarily a religion. Well, I guess you can consider it a religion because what are the characteristics of a religion? Like you believe in something, or you have faith, right? And you follow something as like a community, and I don't know, wherever you want. And yeah, it gives you spiritual peace, shall we say?
Fulfillment.
Right?
Yeah.
Fulfillment. There you go.
Yeah.
So that's why I sort of didn't want to call it a religion, but I guess it has some components of a religion. But the thing is that all of this, Christianity, Judaism, Islam, even Buddhism, and all this, they fall in the rhombus, because all of these religions, they're not divine. Like a lot of people say that Christianity and God and the Bible is divine, but in reality, it's not really divine, because you're not born with those ideas. You sort of follow those ideas because somebody told you, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I told this to, and I guess if it's getting too sensitive, whoever's watching or hearing, you can turn it off, because yeah, it's I might question your religion. I don't want that, but just it's an idea. So the thing with all those religions is that it's not divine, because you are not born with it. You're not born knowing that Jesus is gonna love you and Jesus did this, or you should do this because of Jesus. Somebody told you, or if it's from Judaism or that, or Islam, like Muhammad or wherever, somebody told you you were not born with this. So that's why, I mean, it has some values, some of them, some have pros and cons, and it's linear. Now the rhombus it transforms into a 2D plane, which these points are the only gods that you're actually embedded. This is the rhombus it's the space that you cannot escape, and the point is necessarily it's you where you fall in here. And when you're born and you're living in this reality, because if you step outside of this reality, then the rhombus collapsed and it doesn't really apply anymore, which then we'll have a major breakthrough. But if you when you're born, you're not born knowing that Jesus or Muhammad or anything. Somebody tells you. When you're in comparison to the rhombus, when you're born, you automatically do this by instinct, which it goes like this. There are 4 gods. One is called first one is called, I put it right here. My dog's licking me.
I think going to hell. but I'm gonna keep listening.
Yeah. Top god is called beginning. The second to your right or left, it doesn't really matter, I guess. This one is called order. To its opposite, this one is called chaos. And at the bottom, which one is it?
Also the beginning?
No, end. So you being born, you fall under this. There's a beginning, there's an end, there's chaos, and there's order. That's it. Now, it's not really a religion. It's more like a map or like a guide.
More like a philosophy.
Yeah, philosophy. To pinpoint where exactly are you. Because we all have a beginning. And this applies to anything. Like, for example, when you're lost in a relationship or a job, or right now we're going to graduate, right?
Yeah.
So there was a beginning, and we're approaching the end of something. But when you approach the end, it sort of has like a Pac-Man effect, where if you go this way, you appear again. So you cannot really escape the rhombus. The rhombus, you cannot escape it because the rhombus signifies everything. And this just signifies where your life is or your religion. Also, religions apply this. If it's a religion that's too chaotic, then perhaps it's not a good religion. You need to migrate somewhere where there's more order and there's less chaos. Because when you're stuck in something that's chaotic, then it starts affecting your organism, which your self-esteem, your health, people around you. So you always want to migrate towards order. But if you go to too much order, then it becomes kind of chaotic because people go crazy. There's nothing to do. So you can go this way, but you'll appear in this way, or you cannot escape it. It's like a Pac-Man effect. And also there's no rules. Like, you can be in order and beginning, but all of a sudden, in a matter of seconds, you could end up near death, near end, or near chaos. So that's pretty much it. That's a rhombus.
Interesting.
Yeah. So that's why most in case, like, because sometimes there's like people that question their religion and they don't believe in anything. Even what do you call those people that don't believe in religion?
Atheists.
Atheists are part of the rhombus because they even if they don't believe or don't believe, you can feel it. It's within your instincts that there's beginning, chaos, and order, and end. So things end, other things begin, and things begin, and soon they'll end. And then things begin, and they can be chaotic, but also you can have faith that not everything's gonna be chaotic forever, because even chaos is gonna have an end, and you'll have the beginning of order. So these are the gods that you are embedded into. You have them with you the minute you were born. So those are the only gods in the universe that we know of today. So that's pretty much the synopsis of the rhombus.
That makes sense.
Right?
Yeah.
I came up with it.
Yeah, it's more like a philosophy, though. It's really a religion. So usually in a religion, you need like characters and like a backstory.
I have a backstory. I have a character's beginning.
Oh, yeah.
And I have a symbol. It's a cool symbol, right?
Yeah.
The rhombus. It's like, is that an alien symbol? But yeah, essentially, so this is you, order, chaos, beginning and end. That's it. That's all you get, to be honest. Everything has a beginning. Well, everything that has a beginning has an end. Everything that has an end has a beginning, and everything that has chaos has order, and everything that has order has chaos. And it could go either way, but you cannot escape it. You cannot go outside the realms.
Interesting.
So yeah, pretty much. But I'll go more in depth in that one. So back to college.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, anyways,
So we're gonna do it all again. Yeah, definitely.
also SJW classes.
Oh yeah. There you go. What's the deal with those?
Well, the thing is, I didn't know that. I didn't want to believe that the spectrum changed, but it did because I took some SJW classes. It's like cultural pluralism or something. And I mean, they teach you, to be, more, I guess, accepted with minority groups and blah blah and stuff like that. Which I mean, I guess I felt that I didn't need to take them because I already know that. Like my whole life, I've going to college or going to work, and that has never been an issue to me. That pretty much they try to teach you don't be racist, don't be homophobic, or don't think that like minorities are dumb and shit like that. So I already knew that, so that's why I was kind of like, this is pointless to me because I already know that.
Yeah.
But I started noticing that they're really emphasizing it in strange ways. One of them was so one of the exercises we had to do is we had to bring to class a children's book, and we needed to try and find racism in there, like.
I mean,
like some type
let's
of
be honest. You
racism.
could work backwards on like anything and find racism. Like
Yeah, racism or sexism or
I
anything
could just
in general.
find anything. Yeah.
Yeah, so that was one of the exercises, and I mean, like you said, you can freaking scratch at the end of the barrel, and you'll find something there. You'll find something, or you'll make up something, and you'll believe it. But if you're not really looking for that, then you will probably won't see it. And the thing is that somebody brought the book of Red Riding Hood, and they made a comment that why is Red Riding Hood a little white girl, and why is the wolf a big black wolf? And then they're like, did you? And then somebody put a statistics that do you know it's actually rare to find a black wolf. They're like really rare. So why would they put it there? And they're like, you're into something here. And I'm just sitting there. I'm like, word, really? Red Riding Hood, word. I mean, it doesn't matter what color the wolf is if it's gonna eat you. Like, it'd be more lenient. Yeah, if you're like stumble upon a pack of wolves, it's like, okay, only the black wolf can eat me because he's a minority. He struggled, So I didn't get that when I was like, this what? Another example is we went around the classroom and we needed to point out stereotypes and say like what some of the stereotypes you sort of heard, and have you noticed that they're not true or something like that. And I mean, if you've been living under a rock, I guess, or if you're like, I guess, hardcore whatever, like racist, not even racist, like discriminatory, because you can say handicapped people they cannot work or something like that, and it's not necessarily like racist. It could be anything. You can just discriminate whatever. So we went around and we started saying like, I had to make up some shit that wasn't even hardcore, because you know how our humor and back in the day used to be hardcore. But I made up some stuff like I even made it about my own race, shall we say, in quotes, because we like to segregate ourselves, right? I was like, Mexican people, they only eat beans or rice. And it's like, oh, how did you find out? Oh, not only that, we eat tortillas. Everyone starts laughing and shit. But the teacher tells me like, okay, Juan, you need to be serious. I was a fucking child in that class. I was a fucking kid. I was not taking it seriously. But I made fun of myself. I was like, I heard that Mexican people, they only eat rice and beans. Oh, okay. So how did you figure out that they don't not only eat rice and beans? Like, oh, I figured that out because they don't only eat rice and beans. They also eat tortillas. Sometimes salsa and too and shit.
Yeah, sometimes they put animals in there too.
There you go, meat and some birria and shit. And third one was we had to go around the table because we sat in round tables, and we had to say something like, "Hi, my name is Jimmy, and I'm Catholic." Blah blah blah, and all that stuff, right? And then people will say, "Oh, cool. So what's about what's your religion about?" Stuff like that. Now, the whole thing is my class.
Yeah,
they were so. I guess they see themselves as, well, not like all of them, but some. They didn't want to stand out, like say something that will make them sound like they don't belong to that class. I don't know.
They're afraid to like stand up or be noticed, basically.
Yeah, no, the thing is that they were so into, oh yeah, this class is brilliant, blah blah, and I could never say something. I could never discriminate or something like that. Like it's kind of that vibe, like yeah, exactly.
Shut the fuck.
And I proved them wrong. I didn't even have to try. And I proved them wrong because you know me, I'm just fucking around. And we go around the class, and there was this girl. She's white, like she looks like white, like blonde hair, light skin, blue eyes, or was it green eyes? I don't know.
So I like
she was cute. She was cute, but she was Jewish, and she will always she was always bringing out that she was Jewish. I'm like, oh, because I'm Jewish. Yeah, I've heard so many bad things because to us Jews, because I'm Jewish. And so she was like super proud and super victimized that she was Jewish. And then she's like, and that's the thing, like they're making it sound like, oh, since I've been discriminated, I'm not gonna do that to you. And I'm like, we'll see about that.
I think the Palestinians think otherwise. So, shit.
No, the thing is that everybody went around, and it was the Jew girl first. Like, hi, my name's so and so, and I'm Jewish.
Okay, what's her name? Anne? Oh man, I'm gonna get in trouble. I'm gonna get in trouble.
It sounded like we were in a rehab facility. Like, hi, my name is Jimmy, and I'm an
alcoholic.
Something like that. I was like, what's going on? I thought it was a college course. I thought we were gonna hit the books, or I don't know, come up with theories and shit like that. And so she goes around, hi, my name is Sally, shall we say, and I'm Jewish. Okay, hi, Sally. And then it goes around. Hi, Sally. Hi, my name is Maria or Lupe, and I'm Catholic. My name is Mackenzie, and I'm Christian. My name is Team Lynn, and I'm Buddhist.
Hi, my name's Ray, and I stole from my mom's purse.
Stole from my mom's purse. Like Jimmy. Like Jimmy.
Set me up for that
one. It's gonna be the highlight and shit. Anyways, so I go around and I throw him a curveball. Freaking. I say, hi, my name is Jan, and I'm in Scientology. And they were just like freaking dead stare, like open their eyes wide, like, really?
Oh.
Like, aren't those people crazy? I'm like, oh, what happened? I thought
you guys were tolerant. What happened to that tolerance?
Safe zone. What happened? Oh, so now I'm the victim here. Like, I'm like, no, I'm not that. I belong to the rhombus. Anyway, but yeah, so that was one, and then final encounter I had in that. No, actually, there was two more encounters. One more encounter was that they have this bad perception of white people there. So they, I mean, everybody has a bad perception on everybody. You know, each color and each race has a bad perception of other color and races.
It's true.
It's just how it is. It's nature. So, especially in that one, they had a not like severe, but they have a bad perception of white people. And the thing is that they brought up the topic that being whitewashed. And they're like, yeah, everything's whitewashed and blah blah. It's not fair that we treat them and we want to whitewash them. And it was an Asian girl. She was telling me that, and I'm like, well, I don't think it's necessarily whitewash because it's a culture that's dominant. You know, if you go to, let's say, if you go to Korea, what do you think they're gonna teach you? That they're gonna teach you to be Korean wash, right? Or if you go to, I don't know, Saudi Arabia or something like that, they're gonna teach you to be.
Go to China.
Or go to China to be.
China.
To be Chinese wash. Or if you go to Mexico, they're gonna tell you, you do it the Mexican way, you know. Stuff like that.
When in Rome, that's what they, you know.
Rome. Once in Rome, yeah.
Do as the Romans do.
Yeah. So it's not necessarily that you're like whitewash because you're learning from that culture. Now you have your own culture. You know, you're more than welcome to share it too. But it's just the environment that you live in, and if white is dominant, then you're obviously gonna fall into that. And not only that, this happened to me too. Like me and my own people, right? In quotes, because my race and your race, fucking we like to segregate themselves. But anyways, this happened to Mexicans. When I was in high school, I was trying to learn, and it creates a stereotype. Like it's kind of like you're trying to be too politically correct that sometimes it drifts you into other ways, and then it creates that stereotype. Because I was back in high school, I was still learning English, and I wanted to make my English more proficient, and you know, build a strong vocabulary. I mean, my vocabulary is limited, but this is as far as I come. I also speak 3 languages, so that gives me a little bonus. Anyway, so some of my friends and people in high school, they will call me coconut. Because I'm brown on the outside and white on the inside. And then the thing is that, like, I already know, like, proficient and proper Spanish. Like, I learned that when I was living in Mexico. And the thing is that Mexicans here, when I was going to high school, they don't even know proper Spanish. Like, it's all slang. It's all like Ebonics. So when you come here and you try to learn the language and be proficient, and actually, if you study in another country, you want to come to America, you learn proper English. You have to pass the TOEFL. I think it's the TOEFL exam that you need, or you are required if you want to be a foreign exchange student or something like that. Like, you need to pass that test and be proficient in English. So actually, foreigners, they speak proper English than Americans here, because we sometimes we just speak slang and nobody ever corrects us. And if you get corrected, then they freaking they antagonize you of being whitewashed, and the white man has you now, or some shit like that. So you see what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, are you following?
Yeah.
So that's what I was trying.
It's all relative to where you are. I was like, I don't know shit, you know.
Yeah. So let's say, so my friends were calling me whitewash. You know, you're a coconut, and it was all fun and games, to be honest. Nobody took it seriously. But the thing is that now in this political spectrum or political days, everybody's taking it seriously. Like, they call you, oh, you're whitewash, and then that thing like, oh man, I need to totally change the way I speak, the way I dress, because I don't want to be white. No, it's like they're taking it way too serious. And now if you take it too serious and you start changing, then you start becoming that stereotype, because let's say in my community where I used to live back in high school, it was mostly gangs and cholos and gang banging and shit and talking like, "Hey, what's up? Hey, yeah, man, what's up?" Like, like all cholo and shit, all gangster. It's like like fuck. I was like,
Like
damn,
you
yeah, man.
know,
Like man, it's fuck. Nah, let's do this.
nah,
Nah, I was like,
fool.
fuck no. I told that teacher, you know what? Fuck you. Yeah. So I'm like, so what are you trying to say, that I should speak that way? That way I don't sound whitewashed, or I can just build my own character. That's all I'm saying. And
That's yeah, it's like the biggest irony is they're just they're just reinforcing stereotypes.
It's like if you go too far into political correctness or wokeness,
It just becomes racist again.
yeah, literally, like you're going backwards. You start segregating yourself. You start creating stereotypes, and you start adding to this whole thing that you preach too much. That it's not true. It's just an illusion. So I told that to that girl, and I think I did a good job because I gave her a moment of awakening, and she's like, "Oh crap! I never thought about it that way." And I was like, "Yeah, I mean, here they're gonna teach you this, the curriculum or the wokeness that they wanna teach you, but they don't really show you why or how or why it's not really a bad thing or why they're taking it way too seriously. So whenever they say you're whitewashed, I mean, maybe they say it as a joke, which is fine, but if you take it too seriously, then I don't know, then you got swollen. Like you're in deep now. That's my. And I have a last one, a final one. I don't know if you want to listen to it.
Yeah, one more.
Okay, one more.
I think we got a lot of
and
material.
then we can close the chapter of the podcast. But essentially, the last part of the assignment, we had to read books, and it was mostly SJW books. She gave us like a list, and you can choose either one. So I asked her if I can read Blackout by Candace, and she's told me no. I was like, that's a book I want to read. She's an inspiration. She's my girl. Anyway, so it was a variety of books, but essentially it had to tie mostly. Most of the books revolve around critical what's it critical race theory and
Intersectionalism.
oh, don't get me started on intersectionalism, dude. Ah, crap, you just brought another one.
Oh.
Anyways, but so no, what's it called? The society race. What is it? What's that?
Which one?
Where
Social justice?
No. What?
Socioeconomic?
No. Where the whole society construct is built on race. Where's that? On racism.
White supremacy?
No.
Colonialism?
Like the whole system is racist. What is that called?
Systemic racism.
Systemic racism. There you go. God damn.
I had to think back to my classes,
Yeah, so they revolve around systemic racism, and it was books that tell the story of a gangbanger that wrote a book in jail. There was something that something about being white or white whatever and other white stuff, and I guess some women issues too, and what's it called? When they only lock minorities, what's that called? Does that has a terminology?
When they only lock up minorities?
Yeah, it's like
racial profiling?
Yeah, like racial profiling and the whole thing. So all those books had to do with that. Nothing on, hey, how do I become a better teacher or something like that for the kid, or what are creative ways to make the student learn or make the student interact or make children don't see. I
Because
guess color.
they want to reinforce that victim mentality in their brains and shit.
Yeah, exactly. So
It's like
anyway,
they build the story for them to believe, basically.
the thing is that I'm a minority, and I guess you could be considered a minority too. Or the whole minority thing. I don't know. I don't get it.
It's kind of racist too.
Yeah, it's kind of racist.
Yeah, it's like now we're people of color. Back then we were colored people. Oh yeah, yeah, very diverse.
Yeah, the thing is that you're a minority, and or they call you minority, and then they start segregating you. It's like you shouldn't hang out with whites, or I don't know stuff. I don't know. But anyways, so they give us these books to read, and I choose one that has to do with that, like profiling and only minorities going into jail and stuff like that. All the whole crack epidemic of the 80s and shit like that. So the assignment was you need to read this book, and at the end of the semester or towards the middle of the semester, we're gonna have a book club discussion, and you're just gonna tell us what you gained from the book and if you liked it or not, and blah blah blah. So we start going around. A lot of people started saying what the book's about and blah blah blah. They take quotes from the book, and they wrote notes, and they share it with the classroom. And the teacher's like applauding them. It's like, oh, that's very good. That's great. And there was like a book on the gangbanger who wrote a book and stuff like that. And he pretty much told his perspective and all that, and sort of like he's also part of the system and he's a victim. And I'm like, yeah, but nobody really. Well, I guess your gangbanger leader forced you to stab that kid, but you couldn't just not do it. So I don't know. Like, yeah, I try to be sympathetic against gangbangers and all that stuff, but I mean, really, like, you know,
The problem with that stuff is like they're like, oh well, it's because the system made him poor, so he had to turn to violence, blah blah blah. But it's like 99% of poor people don't go around like killing people, Like,
yeah, and the thing is,
so
you know, I feel worse. The family of the person you killed.
Yeah.
I feel more sympathetic to them than kind of to you. Yeah, but I'll give you a chance or whatever. I don't know. Anyway, so a girl explains that book, and in my mind, I'm like, kind of making that conclusion that, I mean, should we be really sympathetic? I don't think so. You did murder a bunch of kids for their Barclays or something. I don't know. Anyway, so we go
shot
around.
That guy over his shoes, but yeah, no, the system made you do it.
The system make me, they don't like. I want nice shoes. I want some J's in my feet.
Hey, did you see those new shoes that came out from Balenciaga or whatever?
Osiris?
No. Nah, these shoes that look like freaking like homeless person shoes, and they're selling for like $2,000.
YOLO, fuck it.
Oh, I'll send it to you.
Send it to me so I can put it
Yeah,
on
I'll send it to you. Yeah, I'll send it to you.
On Discord. But okay, so final thoughts. So it's my turn, right, to fucking present. And I read this book of criminal injustice and all this stuff. And I read 2/3. I'll be nice. I read 2/3, and I was like, okay, that's good enough. And essentially, it talks about there's profiling and the cops and this and that. But there's this funny part that I read that this cop or this unit just had an intuition of pulling some vehicle. Just because there was black people driving it, and they had an intuition that they had weed or something like that, some type of drug or narcotic. And it turns out that they did have some narcotics and stuff like that,
wow.
or something. Yeah. And they pulled him over and they took him to jail and all that stuff. And it also talks about how it's unfair that some of the drugs were more penalized when it came to minorities than white people or something like that. So in some cases, yeah, it is true, It was more lenient towards one, but also they had to make something because it was an epidemic, it was getting out of control. Anyways, so it reminded me of this joke from Martin Lawrence that I'll put a link, see if they can look the joke. But he says that he's walking down the street and some cop wants to frisk him, and he's like, "Hey, just because I'm black doesn't mean I have a gun." And then he opens his coat, and he's like, "Okay, maybe I did have a gun." I started laughing. I heard that joke. It's a funny joke. And then so when I read that part, it reminded me of that joke. And so I share that joke with the class, and I'm like, yeah. So I give my whole summary of the book. It's like, yeah, essentially it talks about this and that, the social injustice and the incarceration of minorities and the crack epidemic and all this stuff. And some of the points are valid, but also some of the points are valid about all this. But how I feel about it, I'm sort of in between, because yes, there were some discrimination cases, but not all cases were discriminatory. Also, some people were doing bad stuff, and they sort of slither their way into just the whole group. They don't go case by case. They just go with the statistics, right?
Yeah.
So I told her, and precisely there's this part on the book where, and she's interested. When I bring it, where two cops, they flag this I don't know, it's a Cadillac. I don't know what the car was, but they flagged this car and they pulled him over just because they had a gut feeling. And I'm like, word, you had a gut feeling? And then she's all into it. It's like, oh yeah, tell us more about that. And then after I started, I finished that chapter or that paragraph of they end up they did have drugs in the car, and it's like, yeah, it reminded me of the joke of Martin Lawrence, like, okay, maybe a day had a gun. So
what was her reaction?
I guess once I start saying that, and then I start going on it, I was like, I guess it is a little profiling, but they got it right. I don't know how that works, but I guess they did, and blah blah. And I started adding like, I'm like in the middle and stuff like that. And then she's like, Jan, you're spoiling the book. You're not supposed to do that. And I'm like, what? I'm spoiling the book? Everybody's spoiling the book. Why are you telling me that I'm not supposed to spoil the book?
Yeah, she just said like you were saying.
Yeah, she didn't like what I was being real. What do you want me to do? So yeah, that was my whole thing, and then we had intersectionality, which that was another thing that. Okay, really quick. All right. Real quick. There was a discussion of intersectionality, and I'm like, oh crap, not again. So intersectionality, for people that don't know, can you explain what intersectionality is?
It's basically that everybody has these different traits, and they all overlap within the
it's
oppression hierarchy. You can gather as many points as you can. Like, oh, you're black and homeless. Oh, and Jewish.
Exactly.
Like,
so the
trans.
Yeah. So intersectionality is like a boulevard or like a intersection, like a street. Where, like Ray said, you put where you fall. It's like a hierarchy of victimhood. Like if you're
oppression points.
Oppression. There you go. Not victim.
Yeah, I can go either way. Like, how many oppression points can you collect?
Yeah, oppression points, and also the opposite. Like I guess the high end is if you're a white male, you're like less oppressed and stuff like that. So I'll put like what's the map or a picture of intersectionality, so you can have a visual.
Is there a map? I don't know.
Yeah, it's kind of like a graph. I was gonna say.
Yeah.
So there's different points, and at least if you're this, then your opposite, your contrast is, for example, if you're white privilege, your contrast on the other side will be black black male or black woman or something like that. And if you're heterosexual, you're privileged. And on the other side will be homosexual or LGBT. That's kind of how it works. And also, you can be disabled, so stuff like that. So they're trying to explain this, and I'm like, yeah, I don't know where you go with this, because it doesn't work. If you think that you're privileged or whatever, you're not, because, and I pointed this to the teacher actually. I was actually one of those students that actually ask questions during class.
Actually make the teacher do their job.
Yeah, because she didn't expect. She just thought that everyone was gonna swallow that pill, and I was like, wait a minute, hold on a second, let me see here. Wait a minute. No, but it's on. To be honest, I don't think this works because at any point you can be privileged and you can be oppressed because you can be a white male, but you can be gay or something like that, or you can be handicapped, and you can be a black male, but you can be rich and stuff like that. So, I mean, if you're just want to put people in categories, which that's sort of segregationism, segregationism, segregation, and I guess we're going that route again. And but anybody falls into everything, so nobody is it's a contradiction. Nobody is too privileged and nobody is too oppressed. It doesn't work. It doesn't apply. It will only apply if you fall under that specific thing or that row or that section or area of the spectrum of freaking intersectionality. But if you fall all over the place, then there's no point, So yeah, I don't know. Anyways, she's like, I forgot what she said. She probably told me to stay quiet or some shit.
Juan, I have a special assignment for you. I need you to color these pictures.
Yeah, I color these pictures. And
here, Juan, I'll just do this coloring book, and I'll go back to teaching the class.
And I was like, ooh, crayons. Anyway, so that's my story with the SJWs. And, oh man, we really took some time with this podcast.
I know.
You want to wrap it up?
Yeah. It's getting kind of late. I'm old and tired.
Okay. Yeah, sorry to keep you up. I just had all this.
No, get it out. Get it out. It's your graduation. We have to.
It's better than paying my.
You have to reflect.
Therapist.
Yeah. Exactly.
Cheaper than paying my therapist. Well, there you have it, folks. Thank you for tuning in. Like always, make sure you stay tuned because we like to make podcasts every time we feel like it. Also, don't forget to subscribe to this channel and subscribe to my other channel, and as well subscribe to Ray's channel, which I'll put them on the descriptions.
Yeah, follow me on Instagram.
Also on Instagram and YouTube because he says that. Also, make sure to visit my website.
And watch my movie.
And watch Ray's movie because it's pretty intense, pretty gnarly, bro. And yeah, also if you guys want to donate, there's a donation button so we can grow the channel, and just give us a like because it helps the algorithm and all that stuff, And yeah, so that'll be it. Ray, any last words?
No, that just about wraps it up till next time.
Okay, until next time then. So thank you for tuning in. We'll catch you on the next episode. And
good night.
We're out.